Hello everyone, this is another series of .NET Blazor hybrid app actually with .NET MAUI. Okay, so in this app actually there's a very nice flexibility give us to Visual Studio and Microsoft in .NET MAUI along with .NET MAUI. So in previously we saw like and .NET MAUI provides multi-platform. Okay, and they provide as window app and Android, iOS, Mac, etc., etc. But yeah, here the .NET hybrid app actually you it is a very nice flexibility to you can use your web view also your web application along with that all this window application, Android applications, Mac, iOS, everything. Okay, and also it is a flexibility to give us like both things like you can share your code means share your component, and also you don't worry about that XAML or native things. Okay, so there's a give us to native flexibility as well that I'll show you again. But yeah, see, let's get start for demo. Like see, this is a web application, this is your window application, and this is Android application. Okay, and see here there is the also he is allowed to platform specific navigations or control, you can manage it. Okay, so see the navigation bar or the window, it is showing on the top. Okay, but if you see in the Android app your navigation is the bottom. Okay, so there is a many flexibility actually give us, so we can manage easily. And also there's the flexibility I actually writing a component in a razor component. Okay, with the C# and HTML. Okay, so those are I can use it in our window application. Okay, and as well as your our Android application. So see, those are things also here we don't worry about. Okay, if I don't want to write on a XAML code, I don't want to know XAML, MVVM, all the extra patterns. So definitely it is easy to developer to write application actually app to for Android, Mac OS, and window web everywhere. Okay, so let's get started to implement everything. Okay, and also see here I use the native app as well, native component and native control as well, along with the razor component. Okay, so those are things we'll learn over in this video, and later we'll actually learn many things, and everything will implement as well as with the great details. Okay, so let's get started. Let's one and create a new project. I'll show you how we can achieve these things in a here. So keep tuning. And before proceeding, I especially recommend if you new to .NET MAUI, so go to my channel, which is I shared in this video description. You can check out and learn like how .NET MAUI is working. So because .NET MAUI is very important to understand, like okay, before proceeding this session. Okay, so see there is a okay, let me remove that filter. Okay, so once you open your Visual Studio and create a new project, you will see many template. Okay, so let me choose over here directly under MAUI. Okay, and there is a .NET MAUI app and .NET MAUI Blazor app. So this is called actually .NET MAUI Blazor hybrid app. Okay, so let me create this one and call it to .NET MAUI Blazor hybrid. Okay, and next, and choose is the framework. So I will choose in 7, which is installed in my machine. But yeah, I think it is allowed 6.0 as well, so it is introduced 6.0 as well, no issue. So let me create that one. Meanwhile creating app. Okay, and also restore the dependency, because first restore it will create and restore the dependency, because there is a many dependencies, so it will restoring, it will take some time. So let me understand. Okay, so what is actually Blazor hybrid app? Okay, so in the Blazor hybrid app, razor component run natively on the device, component render to in embedded web view, controlled through a local interrupt channel, and components do not do not run the browser in WebAssembly isn't involve razor component load and execute code quickly, and component have fully access to the native capability of the device through the .NET platform. Component style render a web view are platform dependent, are many required you account for rendering difference across platform using custom style sheet. Okay, so if you go to the okay, so I'll also explain like architecture of that, but it is a very similar to our .NET MAUI. So again, I especially recommend to you, please proceed first that .NET MAUI, because that is very helpful to understand, .NET MAUI Blazor hybrid app. Okay, so if you go see, this is a web view. Okay, so everything render, on our component, our share component, or we can say like our native component, it will render using a web view. Okay, and also it will, if you go to .NET MAUI, mayu.program.cs, actually see they using a .NET MAUI Blazor web view, which is not using in our .NET MAUI. Okay, so that is a new over here. Okay, so Blazor hybrid app with this .NET MAUI, and I'll little bit more explain about that. Like Blazor hybrid support is built into the .NET multi-platform app .NET MAUI framework. Okay, so which is you can see is a platform, so it is actually multi-platform app supported as well. And .NET MAUI include Blazor web view, okay, which is I show you in an example. Okay, so Blazor web view control that permit rendering razor component into a embedded view by using .NET MAUI and Blazor together. You can reuse set of the web view control across mobile, desktop, and web view, which is I'll show you in a later, not a later, but in this session as well. Okay, so this video can be little bit long, because there is a many things actually will do over here, while first .NET MAUI web Blazor application will created over here. So there's a many concepts, so that's why I'm trying to do everything. We will cover for the initial level, then we'll go to advanced level. Everything will do from the scratch. Okay, so that is enough for overview. Okay, so let me run this application. Okay, so I have let me open this application in a window first. Okay, now see, the in our application it's running on the window, and it is a default template. Okay, so we'll change actually this all the template, and this is a template, but I'll call the component from our shared component, which is we'll use for both, like in our Android web, and also Android, Windows, everywhere. So as of now, this is for a special over here, whatever pages and all the logic, everything is over here. But yeah, I'll move it to from here over to our shared component, so that we can reuse for this component for everywhere. Okay, so but as of now, see, it is working fine as expected. Like see, there's a counter component, it is working, and also it is a fetch, fetch the data. It is a home component also. These are all the code we are written over here, simply C sharp along with HTML. Okay, so this is called a razor component. Okay, so every component see. Okay, let me first, okay, let me run on that in Android application. So after that, I'll explain that every that structure, or all the project structure and that files. Okay, so let me choose that Android app, means Android emulator. I have only two things, like window or Android, because it is a window machine. But yeah, if we have that setup of iOS, so we can run our application iOS, Mac, you know many platform actually. Okay, finally it's deployed. Okay, and see, this is our Blazor hybrid app, same app which is we saw in window. and if you go to counter, it's working. If you go to fetch details, so it is a fetch the details. Okay, so we'll change also platform specific navigation. Okay, for the window is separate, and that we will set at the bottom this for the Android, and will window it should be tab on the top. Okay, that will set up also in this session. Oh, don't worry, but yeah, so see, it is working as expected. Let me open that one also for side by side. So see, this is window, this is Android. Okay, so both are application working as a separately. Okay, so this is a very nice flexibility, give us this Blazor web hybrid application Mayu, and also will create web Blazor web application, so that we can use also that one. Okay, so what I can do first I'll explain actually how is the project architecture. Okay, so it is very simple. First is a Mayu program.app. Okay, it is a some create a builder. Okay, and after that builder, you have to use the Mayu and call it the app, main app class. Okay, and if you go to that app class, if you go to the app class, see, this is app class. Inside the code behind file, you will see this app class call into our main page. So if you go to your main page, okay, so where is your main page? This is your main page. Okay, so this is call in your main page, and this is actually set the default layout, or it is set at a route data, whatever routing we are using. Like, okay, so if we are getting any route, so it will show it. If it is not getting any route, so it will show, okay, this route is not found. Okay, defined. Okay, so such kind of flow over here, and once it's get, so definitely here is a some some shared library as well. Like, okay, see, this it is called default layout is a main layout. Okay, so if you go to main layout, so this main layout actually it's called layout component base. Okay, and here is that body, whatever your route data render, that render data will be appearing over here. Okay, and it is again we calling as a nav view. Okay, this nav view actually, if you go to that nav view, so this is here the nav view, and here we define actually which route, or page should be render. Okay, so once I click on the counter, so this counter page will render. When I click this uh, fetch data, so fetch data will be now render. Okay, and these all the flow, and I think this is are all covered. Okay, and this is a main page already I explained. This is using the web view. Okay, and if you go to resource, okay, so this is a resource folder, will contain font, image, everything, like a splash screen as well. Okay, which is first time it's getting populated, showing that that is a splash screen. Also, if you go to platform, so this is a platform folder which is contain all the platform specific things like Android, iOS, Mac, and a Tizen, which is actually new introduced. Okay, and Windows as well. Okay, and one thing actually, if you know that .NET MAUI, so definitely I'll not need to explain one more time, but yeah, I'll show you one more time. So see, every Android, every platform actually call their main application, and this main application call is the mau.program.mau class. Okay, if you go to definition implementation, so see, it is called our main mayu program.cs file. Okay, so that's why actually it is working in .NET Mayu is working. Like every platform has a commonly use that main mayu.program.cs file, so that actually whatever runtime call your platform, so it is called this one, and then everything will use. Okay, that is a very nice flexibility give us to .NET Mayu. Okay, and this is container page, whatever page we are using. Okay, and this is just sample data. Okay, we'll create a class, and based on the service we are rendering data to our this fetch data. Okay, so see, this fetch data calling it is a Blazor concept. If you don't know, so I especially recommend one more time, go to my channel. I create the Blazor, how is the Blazor working, like insert, update, delete, navigation and component render and navigation to one component to another component, everything actually explained. So you go and check out like how inject the service, how inject the navigation, so everything I explained. So see, this is injecting via service, and based on the injecting I'll call that method, and that get the data and just populate it. Okay, so this is a binding concept of Blazor in Blazor Razor component. Okay, so this all also there's a folder of babroot. Okay, so babroot is contain basically CSS and your main CSS file, and some icon, and it is actually, this is a startup of your index.html. Okay, so this is a startup file, so which is actually contain your some JavaScript, some style and so on. So okay, so this is actually all over that architecture of Maui Blazor hybrid app. Okay, and also see, it is a dependency of that Android, iOS, Mac, Windows, etc. Okay, okay, so let me move it to start. Let me stop this one. Okay, and so let me create first, go to page. So let me create first actually the native essential. So that native essential work for everything, like I not need to define for Android, I not to define for Windows. So how's that native things is working? So let me start that from first. Okay, so okay, so what need to do here, first I'll just create a button. Okay, let me get that code. I don't want to write a code because it will take a time to complete this session. Okay, so I create a button. Okay, this is a normal HTML syntax, and I need to write some code inside the code block. So this is a concept of Razor component. There's HTML and code block. Okay, and inside that I need to create a method. Okay, let me copy that method and paste it over. See, now I'll use that .NET MAUI network connectivity. Okay, this is actually a native essential of that Android, and if you go to Xamarin Form, so definitely you have to use that one is for a different platform. But here .NET MAUI give us great flexibility. You can just use that essential .NET MAUI package, and this will work for everywhere, like your .NET, your Android, your Windows, and etc, like whatever platform we have. Okay, everywhere it will work. So let me save it, and let me run and check it is working or not, as per our expectation. Let me first for Android. Okay, this is a flash screen. Okay, see, there's a check button, and once you click, see, you are true, status is true, because I set is okay, what is the connectivity type, so it is saying true, and also it is a Wi-Fi. Okay, so let me close to Wi-Fi to cellular data, or just uh, let me stop this one. Okay, so connectivity just stop so that we can check it. Okay, now what is saying, see, it is unknown, that means it is working perfectly. Okay, so it is native essential, it's working from here. As well as if you just let me revert back whatever we have done. Okay, so that is done. Okay, same thing, just open in window. Okay, let me open in a window. Okay, run and check it, like that is working for there as well or not, because uh, it is provide a .NET MAUI packages, so it should be work for everywhere. Okay, now see, same things is getting over here as well. Check internet, see, it is a Wi-Fi. Or if I stop, or let me flight mode in this our laptop network, and then check, see, okay, I think it is not proper. Okay, now I just close my connection. Okay, see, it is unknown. Okay, and then once I revert back flight mode to Wi-Fi, it should be okay. It will take some time. Okay, it's still not connected. Yeah, now it's connected my things. Okay, now see, it is Wi-Fi. Okay, so that is done for native part. Okay, let me go that another concept. Okay, so now uh in previous see okay, let me close this guy and go to main dot page. Okay, so see, this is as of now the navigation actually working for you know that is a common for everywhere, like, so that we don't want, because every platform has a their own look and feel, right? So that how we can achieve it. So it is very simple, like you can do, just use the content page to tab page. Okay, this is tab page, it is changed to tab page. Okay, and once you change to tab page, it is not working because in the tab page also record that contain page. Okay, so let me contain page. Inside that content page, you just render over here and give it the title. Okay, whatever title of that content page. So let me title it is, I just call that home page. Okay, like home or index. I think index is fine. Okay, this is fine. Also, one thing we need to do. Okay, it is complaining something. Okay, no issue, leave it as of now. We can remove it as well, no issue. And see, it is called to like hybrid app, but yeah, what I need to call, I need to call this pages. Okay, so how we can do that? We can do that, let we have to reference, we have to set that reference. It's called as a view, and then call it to page. Okay, see, this is a page. When you tab, we have this views. Okay, and then change it to local to view, and you able to see all the component here. See all the pages over here. So see what we have to call here, index page we have to call. Similar, we have to copy and paste one two. Okay, because we have as of now three page. So let me copy three time and just change it to this to counter, and this to what do you call, yeah, fetch data. Okay, so that is done. Okay, and yeah, let me run one more time. I am expecting some error. Okay, just because, yeah, see, it is saying it is main page inheriting to content page, because we remove that content page, right? We using content page to tab page, so that need to change over here. That's why it's complaining. So let me change it to tab page. Okay, tab page, that is done. And one more thing actually is saying error. So yes, so this is we have to remove. Actually, see, this is common, I use for the common for everywhere. So let me close, let me remove that guy, because that we don't want over here. Okay, let me run our application in window first and see how look like. Okay, now see, we have changed the there is to tab, but yeah, still index. Okay, I think we haven't changed. See, it is working fine. Index page, its counter also working fine, but I think I have to change this too, because see, I did not change to title. So this is called to counter, and this is called to fetch data. Okay, or we call it to fetch. I think hot reload should work. I need to not run again. Yeah, see, it is working. It is hot reload also working, and it is expected. Okay, and let me see this one in our Android as well. Okay, so let me change it to Android. Okay, now see, it is tab, but I think we have to change something, because this is Android and that is window. It is look like similar, but yeah, we have to change specific to window and Android. So how we can do that? It is very easy. Let me do that part. So what need to do again, just you have to reference of this and set it to Android. Okay, there's a flexibility actually give that, and just call to control. Okay, so what control you have to call? You have to call that Android control. Okay, Android. Okay, so this is one, like Mayu control platform configuration Android specific. So once you set up, okay, what you need to do, you just set up that Android. I just misspell out Android. I guess that should be, but that is up to you, whatever you want. Okay, and it should be tab page. Okay, use the tab page, and there is so many options to do that. Okay, there's option to swap paging enable. It's smooth scrolling up, and tab placement. So let me tab placement for the Android, and you can set everything like for Android, for Windows, whatever you think. So I just put it to bottom, so let me put it to bottom and save it. Okay, let me open, and I think hot reload this time will not work. Okay, so try one more time, if should work. No, nothing. So let me stop, run more time. Okay, now see, our thing is down. Okay, is the bottom, and window is on top. Okay, it is bottom, stop. So that is fine, that is done. Okay, and one more thing I have to explain over here. I need to show you, like yes. So see, as of now we are calling razor component only, right? Means only razor component, but yeah, here is a mismatch concept over here. Like we can use our native control as well, like native control, native pages also we can call it. So let me call that one. Let me add you know that XAML page. Okay, and go to .NET MAUI contain, .NET MAUI contain pages, and it should be called it as a test page, or yeah, it's called a test page. Okay, so this is a very uh, simple page of .NET MAUI, that content page. It is just a label over here. So let me add something like, let me add some native button, a native control. So let me call a button text, and this is native button. Okay, and let me close this guy. Also will use some other native control, for example checkbox. Okay, and also we'll use some view. Okay, or we can say what is the name actually, forget that one. That is called actually switch. Okay, so use that switch, whatever control you want to use, so you can use it. It is just for demonstration purposes. Okay, so let me stop that guy. Okay, and once you create, okay, what need to do, how you can call, you can go to your main dot pages. Okay, and here directly you can call over here that views. Okay, views dot test page. See, this is test page already available there. Save it. Okay, and let me run this guy. Okay, now it's running. Okay, in my Android, and see, I added new test pages. Okay, and also see the native control is working as expected. Okay, and but yeah, some looking that looking not good, just because see, I use I think default, using default style for that content page, that .NET MAUI. So what I can do, I can just change the style. So that style I can change from, for example, we can use some background actually. So let me use that background, and also we can use that resource. Okay, and it is called dynamic resource, which is we using already in our application, and just primary text color. Okay, so I set it byte. So let me save and see. Not this guy. See, now it's gone. And if you go to fetch, if you control in next, okay, so now it is working as a native control as well. Okay, so there is a mismatch concept, so that need to know like how we can use actually in a razor component as well as native control in this Blazor hybrid app. Okay, so next things what I need to do, see, all are the component over here, logic here, but yeah, the concept of that Maui app Blazor, actually we don't need to write specific logic inside that application. Okay, that not in Maui Blazor hybrid application. What need to do, we have to create, let me stop that guy, so that actually we have to create a common razor library. Okay, so that I can use those pages and those component over in our all the platform, like that our all the Android, iOS, Mac, everywhere we can use it. Okay, and same things we can use in our web view. So let me create a first our web application. So add new project, let me call it to .NET Maui Blazor app. Okay, .NET Maui Blazor, not a Blazor app, it's called a Blazor WebAssembly app. Okay, there's a two app you can write, like Blazor WebAssembly or you can use Blazor server. So as of now I'll use that Blazor WebAssembly. Okay, and it is called Blazor WebAssembly. Okay, and next choose it to 7, and also just remove that https, we don't require over here, and just run. Okay, so now see, we have a web application. So as of now it is also a same architecture, structure of that WebAssembly project. Okay, which is already I described in my previous session, or that's Blazor server, Blazor series. If you new for this concept as well, so if you go, I especially recommend to you go to there and just check out. Okay, but yeah, let's see, let run this application and see what is there. So let me run. I think it is same default template. Okay, but I'll show you like how we can use that the common component to uh, in our Android window, and see, this is the same template. Okay, but what I will do, I'll just use this this component like this, all the logic or all the things will, we have to use that web as well as our Android and window. Okay, so how we can do that, let me create a shared library first. Okay, so add new and call it to razor class library. Okay, let create and just call it to shared razor class library for all. Okay, and next set it to 7, create. Okay, now see, there's a component, there's a just give us the default component. Okay, let me try first this default component so that you can understand. Okay, for the basic, from the basic, like how's that shared component is working for both like web and as well as here. So let me open the page of index page. Okay, and before before write the component over here, what you need to do, you have to just reference add that shared component. So add reference, and this is your shared comp library, so just add over here. Okay, for this web Blazor web application. Okay, and now just call to that component. So let me call component. So see, this is our component. and just run so that you can understand okay what we're trying to actually understand. Okay, see this component is calling over here. So this is web, and let me open to uh, Android. Oh, okay, so before let the open that, just stop, because we have to do same thing like whatever we did in web blazor no, web application. So again need to add the reference of that library. First you have to add that library and go to your pages and go to the index pages and just call your component. Okay, so this is your component and let me call it and let run. Okay, now see our Android application running. Okay, and that component also available here. Okay, and if you go, existing one also working as expected. Okay, okay, let me open this into window as well. Okay, so that we can make sure all the shared component is working for every platform. Okay, so let me open as a window. See the component is loaded and also that native things also working. Okay, and everything is working. So now what I will do, see this is a common logic, means common page. So I'll just it is for it is for that Maui hybrid application as well as Blazor application. So what I need to do, I just trying to do like we'll move to this component stuff. Like see, this is a common component, right? So means common implementation. Okay, so that I'll move it to our shared component. Okay, so that you can understand okay in real project how will we use that one. Okay, so I'll move it to that one from here so that I'll use that component to everywhere, like in our hybrid app, all the platform as well as our web application. Okay, so that how we can do that, let me create a new component. Okay, let's in the shared library add a razor component and call it to, it's called like weather, like okay, weather component, and just add that weather component. Okay, this is nothing as of now, so remove that one or keep it to just weather. Okay, and go to your fetch data. Okay, copy everything from here. Okay, except this that route, cut from here. See, I clean this one. Okay, and I move it to weather component, paste it over here. Okay, there's a some reference issue, we'll fix it, not issue. And weather forecast. Okay, let me use that weather forecast. Okay, so now what I need to do, I need to see there is a one folder, this call as a data folder inside over here. So this is actually implementation that component. Okay, so what I need to do, just cut from here, or just cut from here and move it to here as well. Okay, paste. Okay, now see it's there, and let's see our components, any complaining? No, there's no complaining, everything is working fine. Okay, and one thing what need to do, okay, so the component is ready. Okay, this component is ready, and how we will do, how we'll use that one. Okay, so let me check. Okay, see there's nothing in this Mayu app, Blazor hybrid app. There's nothing in this here, but what I need to do, I need to just call that component. So what is our component name? It is a weather. So this weather component, just call that weather component over here. Same, I need to call here. Okay, let me remove this that guy as well. Everything, just remove it. Okay, just call it to here. That's it. Okay, and one more thing we have to do actually, because that we using some service. Okay, so if you show you, okay, so the see, we use that, we have inject a service. Okay, so concept is dependency injection. Like if you use any, if you inject any service, so you have to resolve that dependency injection resolver with the DI. Okay, so that need to set in your both app, like web app, also your now Blazor hybrid app. So where you have to do, so that one is there. Okay, because it was already is there, so that one you need to keep it. But yeah, in Blazor web app I don't think it will there. Okay, so that need to do, what need to do, just you have to register over here. That's it. Okay, so we have create a component and we use that to here as well, and we use for that my application as well. Okay, and let me run and see. Let me run first in a window. So it should be same whatever we saw in previously. Okay, so okay, so yeah, now see, this is that window. Okay, okay, the window, and if you go to fetch, so see, as expected our data is getting populated. Okay, we'll also try to debug, and we'll see also, not a issue, how's our data is getting populated. Okay, and now close this one and open our app. Okay, so this one, so let me open in Android as well, like that is working as Android as well or not. Let me check out. Okay, finally run our application, and let me go to check counter fetch. See, data is populating. Okay, so that is a very nice flexibility to use the shared component, to in your hybrid app as well as in your web application. So let me check in web as well, because we haven't checked in the web. So let me change to our web application in WebAssembly app. Let me run the web as well. Now go to fetch detail. See, the data is there. Okay, without just we have used the skeleton. Okay, so our application will be used as a just skeleton, whatever our look feel required, and that's it. But everything we can use in our common shared library, and that we can just reference on our in our web as well as in our .NET MAUI hybrid application. Okay, so that very easily we can create our app for everywhere, right? So like uh, for example, like see, open that. Okay, so see, this one like is getting populating direct from shared library. Also if you open here, so this one also is getting populating from that for the Android. Okay, and let me open for window as well. Okay, see, this one getting populating for here as well. Okay, so one app, you know one code base things, one shared library, you can very nice flexibility in .NET MAUI hybrid app. You can use it for any platform. Okay, so that is done for the .NET MAUI hybrid app. Okay, and later on we'll actually will try to implement from the great details. And now like it will create, and now it is a sample app, right? So for the demonstration, or if you new or first time, so it is for sample to understand like how is working. But yeah, in real scenario, how we can use that, many things, so that I will create in next upcoming session. Okay, so till now, thank you, have a nice day, and please don't forget to subscribe, like and share.